The O in October stands for OMG because, baby, woo, it's been a lot. It's been a lot of this, it's been a lot of that. So let's chat. It's your girl, Candy Hustle, and you're now tuned in to Dope Chick with Ambition podcast. Let's go.
Salute to Candy Hustle, Dope Chick with Ambition podcast.
Ooh, y'all, listen, we have entered Q4 as of October 1st. And October is almost the month right before my birthday. Go, Candy. It's almost your birthday. I know we are still in Libra season, but Libras, hurry up and make that move because, Scorpios are almost on the way. So this month has been wild. The beginning of this month, we had Nicki versus Cardi B. Well, actually, Nicki versus everybody. We had JT versus Santana. We had the blacks versus the whites. We had Dame Dash versus Balenciaga. The government shutdown. It was just crazy. And October 1st, rent was still due. Bills was still due. And the celebrities are rich. We're not rich, so we can't be distracted, right? So I want to just take a moment to thank God, the man up above, for keeping me safe and providing and making sure that I'm good. And this month has started out amazing because something major happened. So I'm going to try to go backwards and then go forwards. I may be a little all over the place, but just keep up. You know what I mean? You got to keep up when it comes to me. So let's start where we're going to go. Let me see. Maybe a little backwards and then all over. I want to kick off because I just can't hold this in. Let's talk about a viral moment that happened. So last month, Dame Dash went on to the Breakfast Club and he had some really crazy things to say to Charlamagne. He pretty much had a lot of stuff to say to the whole, morning show crew. And he really went in hard on Envy and Charlamagne. He has it out bad for Charlotte. I don't know why. But anyway, they were going back and forth with, their words, but he was just saying some outrageous things. And he was like, oh, Wendy Williams is your OG, blah, blah, blah. And he was more or less trying to insult Charlotte. And everyone knows that I have a OG Homage series with my merchandise brand or whatever. So it's under DCWA merch. Shout out to my merch. It is the official podcast merch for Dope Chick with Ambition. So under that, it's Oprah is my OG. That launched in 2018. I kicked it off because, I love Oprah. That's my girl. She's the big dog of the media. And again, I kicked it off again with Hove is my OG. So I've always celebrated the greats. And, I'm inspired by their journey because they make it happen. And then I had Wendy in production. I have a few others. So I've just released it and just, celebrating them because they inspired me. I have Nas as my OG. So it goes down. And by the time you hear this, you also will see the Angie Martinez is my OG because it's Wendy Williams, it's Angie Martinez, it's Miss Jones. Those were the three women in radio that inspired my desire to want to be a radio personality. So, of course, Wendy came first because Wendy was always the one I was compared to. You reminded me of Wendy Williams. Everybody in high school called me Wendy Williams, and it followed me for a long time until I got out of that space of gossiping because being a gossiper was just not good. But I still know who is who and what is what. That's just in me. But I don't gossip as much as I used to. And then Angie Martinez, I loved her because she was always, to me, one of the guys. And I have that same type of personality, just down to earth, around the way girl. And it was always just what up, Angie? People what up, Ken? And I just always just love Angie. That's just my girl. If I could have interned for her, I would have. And then Miss Jones, She's blunt just like me. So, and Ms. Jones is going to give it up. She's going to say what's on her mind. Sassy, that's me. So those are my girls. And I just wanted to, show them love, pay my respect, and just give them their flowers or whatever. So back to the situation at hand. When that whole thing happened, I have a homeboy who hit me up and said, hey, did you see this? And he shared the play with me, and I'm like, yo, I gotta get this shirt to Charlamagne. Sorry, I'm stuttering, y'all. So this was back in September. I got the shirts, got them pressed, sent them over to Charlamagne overnight. Got his attention, actually. He was like, send them to me. Sent them out to him, the whole morning show, whatever, made sure they had them. So I wasn't sure if he had them. I'm just waiting like, do. So all of a sudden, I DM'd him and I'm like, yo, did you get them? Because if he didn't get them, I would have to file a claim, right? So he was like, yes, I got them, whatever. He's like, I'm wearing it tomorrow. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So he ends up wearing it. Yo, I wasn't sure how he was going to wear it, how he was positioning it. On October 3rd, oh my God, October 3rd, 2025, I start getting messages from different people like on Facebook. They're tagging me and they're like, yo, my homegirl, Candi got a shout out on Power 105. Charlamagne just shout her brand out. Hey, Candi, they showing me love. People are sending me text messages, XYZ. So I'm like, wow, hold on, what's going on? Shala showed love. He got the t-shirt on. The print looks amazing. It's up. I'm crying, y'all, because I've been working so hard, and I want to take a moment to shout out the man above. This is my prayer moment. I'm just thankful that God allowed me to continue to push on, y'all. I've been in this since 2011. I kicked it off with Addicted to Candi. That was my blog, right? And it's still up. Y'all can go and look on the website and see just how I did my blog entries like every day from 2011 until I think I stopped like at 2018. You know what I mean? Because some things happened with like my Instagram page and it got deleted and it just discouraged me. But I just been on this journey just trying to, get my shot. You know what I mean? And then I became a podcaster in 2019 here, recording at Patchwerk Studio here in Atlanta, and just trying to get into media. And in 2019, that's when he kicked off Black Effect Podcast Network, and I jumped in his DMs like, Charlamagne, can I get on? Can I get on? And, he would never respond. And that's why it's like delayed, not denied. You know what I mean? And I was trying to send him merch. For a minute, I was trying to send him Hove is my OG. Nothing. I tried to send him Oprah is my OG. Nothing. This was going on since 2018. Because remember, I had those shirts in motion. And it took 7 years, y'all. 7 years for this man to respond. So it's like, Candi, you got something good. You got to keep going. But tell me why people are already like knocking me off. Chill, yes. They're knocking me off and making their own renditions. And it's corny because it's people from my own community. Like, yo, y'all really gonna do that? That's crazy. So, what's for me is going to be Dope Chick with That Mission podcast will be on Black Effect Podcast Network. I'm speaking into existence. It's going to be aligned. It's going to be on that network. We're going to do amazing things. I want to thank you in advance, Charlamagne Tha God. I want to thank you in advance for the opportunity. I will not let you down. We're going to run it up. Watch. Just keep watching, everyone. So I'm not talking cocky. I'm just speaking confidently in myself because I know what I can do and I know what's written for me. But I just got to make sure that I continue doing the work. So I thank you in advance. We're going to continue to put out great content. We're going to continue to work hard because faith without works is dead. And I believe in putting in the work so that way I can reap the benefits, right? So I don't mind putting in the work. That's just what I do. So let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Make sure y'all shop with Dope Chick with Ambition merch. That's MERCH.com. Get your Dope Chick with Ambition t-shirts, ladies. Fellas, I have the Hove is my OG if y'all rock with Hove. Get your Nas is my OG if y'all rock with Nas. Oprah is my OG if you're celebrating Oprah. Wendy Williams is my OG. I'm rocking that t-shirt now. I'm going to promote my businesses, my brands all day, every day. If you're getting tired of it, whoop-de-doo. What did what's the name say? What Young Dog say? Whoop-de-doo. Because I have to. Nobody promotes you like yourself. At the end of the day, you got to be crazy and locked in about your business and your brands. So it's just me. I'm a one-woman show. And I do thank my supporters. That's about my brand. But it's at the end of the day, it's about me. I'm the person that pushes the ship. You see what I'm saying? So if you support it, I appreciate you. But at the end of the day, I'm the one that signs off on everything, and my word matters, and I'm the one that has to push it, because if I don't, it doesn't move. So we're going to move on to the topics. Let's get into those topics. That praise report is over. I had to share my testimony. So October was crazy. We had Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj was going at it with Cardi B. Now, I am a barb, right? Yes, I am a barb, right? So I'm an OG barb, and I really let my youngins get in the field when it comes to going back and forth and doing all that hooting and hollering. I don't really be doing all that crazy stuff. I love Nicki, the music, and her legacy, but I feel like right now, Nick, you are ruining your legacy, and I feel like you gotta step back. You know what I mean? I feel like right now you want to prove that you are the queen, but you're not moving queen like, and I'm your peer. So I'm not coming from a place of me, hating on you or disliking you because I don't want to be a rapper. So I'm not a jealous person or anything like that. I'm coming from a place of I care. You see what I'm saying? We're turning 43 this year. As we grow older, we must move wiser. You see what I'm saying? So if there's a method to your madness, respect, I understand. But right now it's looking really erratic, and it looks like you are pissed off because of the fact that someone is coming for your spot. But Nicki, your spot is solidified. Shorty can't come for your spot because your spot is solidified. You see what I'm saying? All we want you to do is make the music. Let us rock out to it. Keep dropping them crazy bars like you always are known for, and let the music speak for itself. But when all it is back and forth and the kids get involved, that's when I check out. And then during the threatening of possibly talking about the Carter kids, that's when I was looking like, now hold on, I'm from the school of the hard knocks. I'm with Hov first. So I know you mad at Jay. I know you are. But this isn't the way to get what you want. It doesn't seem like it's going to end well. And that's all I'll say about that part. The Cardi situation, I felt like Cardi even insinuating her son, that's what pushed her to talk about culture. So when when Cardi said, hey, isn't your son's birthday today? Shouldn't you be out there raising your son? That's what caused her to mention her daughter culture. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm giving you guys the timeline. I stayed up to 5 a.m. and we were on Twitter looking at all of this stuff. So I don't speak on things without looking at the full timeline. And that's what occurred. Even though it was just a small mention, that's how these girls spin it. Don't mention nothing. Don't mention a piece of lint being on my child. They're going to say you mentioned the child. So then after that, JT jumped in it kind of sort of because JT already had her situation with Cardi because Cardi got at JT on her album on a song called Magnet. And she, she got at Cardi. She got at JT. It was fire. I can't lie. Now, JT's song that leaked, she was saying something. JT can deliver. JT can really rap. But I feel like it's about the beats. If the beats are not hitting, it's not going to be delivered correctly. You can have some fire bars, you can have a nice delivery, but it's about the beat. The beats that she selected on those leaks, it did not serve its purpose. Cardi is the people's champ right now. People love that girl. For whatever reason, they have her as the number one stunner. They love her. So you are not liked, JT. They do not like you. And when you're not liked, whatever you put out, it can be amazing. They're going to say it's trash. Unfortunately, that's why you always have to go super duper crazy when you release your music. Now, JT and her old associate, Santana, got into it. He went on Spaces and he was talking about her and her ability not to be able to have children. And I'm like, is that the new jab? Like that's horrible, because why is a man even mentioning that? I know she said some things about you, but how do you know she can't have children? Because from what Cardi said a couple of weeks ago, she got pregnant, but then she had an abortion. So can she have children or can she not have children? That's confusing. Now, fertility is a big issue for a lot of women, but is that now the new, like, diss? You know what I mean? It was like a lot of fertility talk. Cardi brought that up about Nicki when she dissed, the baby, saying that she had fertility issues, and it just got really dark and nasty. And it was just like, damn. Now, some women don't want children. Like, a lot of women don't want children because women see women going through baby daddy issues, the struggle. Like right now in this economy, it seems like it may not be a good idea. So it's a lot of cautionary tales out here that be like, yo, maybe I don't want any kids. And so people are sometimes shocked, like, damn, you don't want kids? Not right now, or maybe no. You know what I mean? So it's not always fertility issues. People are just conscious and they've made that decision at their grown age, like, nah. Because a lot of times people that have had kids, those kids are either not planned, you know what I mean? And so they have to go ahead and face their consequence. A lot of people don't want to have abortions. They're going to go ahead and just have the kid. And so don't try to act like you planned your kid. You see what I'm saying? So fertility issues should not be a jab, but I do understand when y'all going for blood and y'all beefing, nothing is off limits. So that's how these young girls are getting down. Well, also older girls too. Now, Dame Dash had threatened to sue Balenciaga because Balenciaga, well, he's on a suing spree. He said he's suing Charlamagne. People are saying that he should sue me because I have Wendy Williams is my OG. But I'm like, how y'all figure? Because here's the thing. I've been making these shirts. This was already in production before a Damon Dash even mentioned that. He's using it as an insult. I'm using it as a tribute. Two different positions. You see what I'm saying? So I don't need others for inspiration. I have my own creative mind. Don't ever play me. Don't ever think that I need people for inspiration. And if I am inspired by someone, I give them credit. Unlike people who have been inspired by me, they did not give me credit. But I will make sure that I include them in my press run because I'm going to be doing press on that. Now, he is suing Balenciaga, saying that he had the trademark for CEO, and they've released some merch where they have a line called CEO. So it's like Dame wants to get paid by anybody. He's trying to sue The Breakfast Club, Charlamagne, Cameron, Balenciaga. It's just like, damn, I can't believe he's going out like this. Now, we are experiencing a government shutdown, and I don't really want people to fret when it comes to a government shutdown. That pretty much means they're in a negotiation right now, and they are trying to figure out what they need to do. A lot of fear mongering is going on. Hopefully, I'm saying that word correctly, but this is where people go online and they panic and they want others to panic. So it's just the government, they're trying to negotiate, right? And they haven't come to an agreement. That's what's going on. So they have to shut down because they haven't agreed on anything. No need to fret. Things are going to work out. They always do. They'll reopen and everything will move on. But yeah, I don't need to worry and think about moving to the country or say all of this stuff, but they have to be transparent and open about the government shutdown. In my 9 to 5, when we have to negotiate contracts with the health plans and things of that nature and the providers like hospitals and things like that, we have to be transparent with our members and let you guys know, oh, right now, you may not be able to go to this doctor or this hospital because we are negotiating the contract. So be prepared to go and seek services elsewhere just in case this contract is not negotiated. This will be an out-of-network provider if you go to this doctor. A few months later, once it comes to open enrollment, okay, we have reached an agreement. You will be able to go forward with seeing this doctor. This doctor has accepted. We have met an agreement. They are in network. You can resume with seeing them for this benefit plan year. That's how it works. So I'm just here to calm everybody. Everything will be okay. Now, on October 3rd, also, Diddy was sentenced to 4 years. Yes, Diddy got locked up, y'all. He thought he was getting out. So, oh, you thought that you was special? And I'm not even laughing at it because it's like, damn, Diddy got sat down. For what? We really don't know, but yeah, he got sat down. Now, Diddy had some speaking arrangements set up because he thought he was coming home. But he did not get to come home, and he wanted to go to Fort Dix in New Jersey, but they denied that also. So it's like, yeah, Diddy, you got to stay in. A lot of people are calculating his time, saying that, oh, he got 4 years. He already did 1. All right, that bumps it down to 3. Oh, with good time, and then this time and that time. All right, boom, he only going to do 9 years. Did he going to be home? We will have to see. But right now, he's away from his family, his children, his mother, who's 85. I didn't know that Diddy was the only child. So the girl that he considers his sister, Keisha, that is his cousin, his first cousin, because his uncle had passed away, which was her father, and her mother, his mother, Janice Combs, had adopted Keisha. And that's how that became his sister. But other than that, he has no siblings that Janice gave birth to or no outside babies from his father's that we know of. So, yeah, Diddy is doing 4 years. Now, Kim K and her mama have had it with Ray J. They are taking his ass to court. Yes. And they know black men hate going to court. But Dorian, yes, Dorian was getting out of control. Like, he was getting on everybody's nerves anyway. And Uncle Frank nor Moesha could control him. Now look, you know what I mean? The Klan is on his ass and he will pay. Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner are taking legal action against Ray J. The Keeping Up with the Kardashian crew are suing the R&B singer, real name William Ray Norwood Jr., Willie Ray Norwood Jr., for defamation after he said a federal criminal racketeering investigation was launched against them, according to a lawsuit obtained by Rolling Stone. So yeah, they said you got to you playing with our name, you got to pay. Now, wait, Chris Brown is still on tour, y'all. But they say he canceled a tour, I think, in Tennessee. But yes, he was still on tour. He was just here in Atlanta on October the 4th. I was going to go to that show. They said he brought out Usher and everything, and I think Glorilla. So shout out to Breezy. That boy is going to perform down. Now, let me see what else. Oh, Kai is here. I know Kai, the streamer. And shout out to Kai. He was the first streamer to reach 1 million streamers, like subbies on Twitch. I guess that's what they're called. He was the first to accomplish his goal. And because of that, he cut his dreads. And now he has like a low cut. He actually looks handsome. So he had to keep his word. So he said if he reached that accomplishment, he was going to cut it. So shout out to you, Kai. And yeah. Now in Shake My Head news, listen, I'm very big on respect. I don't care who you are. I don't care your age. Even a dog deserves respect. But some elders, they just be talking about respect and they disrespect you because I feel like once they get up in age, they just be losing their marbles and they be forgetting. But it's like, nah. When you disrespect, you'll be disrespected. I don't give a F. You know what I mean? So it's cool to joke, but there's a time and a place. And this particular man, he embarrassed these women about their size. And not all size equals like health risk or health conditions, such as like diabetes or high cholesterol and things of that nature. But it does confirm that you ain't eating right. You know what I mean? So if you are plus size, that means that you are eating all that and more. We see it. You know what I mean? As a woman that is plus size, your diet ain't right, Candi. Get your diet together. So which I have been and going to the gym. So it's like what you do in the kitchen will show on the outside. You see what I'm saying? That's what they always say. So I feel as though that if you're skinny, it doesn't always mean that you're healthy as well because there are skinny diabetics. This leads me into Joe Bullard, Uncle Joe, an announcer for Florida A&M University marching band. He apologized for his lighthearted banter after fans were upset that he called a plus-size dance team the face of Ozempic. In response, the Southwestern Athletic Conference fined FAMU $10,000 and suspended Bullard for 2 football games. And the FAMU president, Marva Johnson, also issued a formal apology calling the remarks despairing and classless and reaffirmed the university's commitment to respect and accountability. No, he should be fired. FAMU, y'all need to retire old man Joe, his old school ass, and that BS apology. I didn't like it. That apology was just like tired and whatever. And Joe, you need to retire. Give him his pension, sit him down, go to bed. Because at the end of the day, that was not needed. And you made those girls feel really bad. And it's going to probably replay in their head over and over again. You embarrassed them in front of thousands. And they need to get some YNs to probably put their hands on him since he up here he probably an old timer that'll probably try to pull out a little pistol, but the YNs got pistols too, so whatever you want to do, they can do too, because that was ridiculous. Now, we're also going to just talk about Jeezy releasing his album on 9/28. It's called Still Snowman, and it's definitely giving Soul Train vibes, like Pimp. I don't know what was going on. Like, I'm listening to it and I'm like, Jeezy, what era are you trying to bring us in? I don't appreciate that because it's like I was looking for Trap Jeezy. Whenever Jeezy drops music, I'm always looking for Trap Jeezy. Jeezy had us like I can't do the beat, but I just really was like, Don Cornelius is really proud of this album. Not Don Tavius, Don Cornelius, because what was this? But yeah, don't ever do that again with those beats. Jeezy, I didn't like it. It wasn't a replay for me. Now, speaking of a replay, we are about to get Versus back, and they're gonna kick it off with Cash Money versus No Limit. And I thought No Limit was gonna do it. I predicted No Limit. And my friend, he broke it down, my boy Biz. Shout out to Biz. Hey, business. He was like, Candi, are you bugging? He was like, Cash Money alone. He was like, Lil Wayne, Carter 3, Juvenile, Candi. Nicki, Wayne, if they get in those pockets, it's crazy. I said, oh my God, I forgot. I forgot about all of that. He was like, No Limit don't got nothing for real. He said they got make them say, He was like, they got bout it, but other than that, it's over for them. I said, you know what? You right. So I'd switch. I'm going with Cash Money. So that is going to air on October 25th. 2 legendary, iconic labels. So history will be made. It's going to be in Vegas. And so, yeah, we're going to see who turns up. But I was like, it's about unity. Because remember, we were going hard like, oh, Dipset. Well, I never said Dipset. I was always for the Locks. But everybody was like, oh, Dipset is going to do it. And then the Locks end up smoking him. So we got to be careful about our predictions sometimes because people can definitely surprise you. Now, y'all remember the dude who escaped? Derrick Groves. He was one of the 10 New Orleans inmates who escaped. But he had a wonderful summer, y'all. He was outside. He was on the run from May up until now. And this is usually around the time when people go back to jail anyway, like people that go in and out. But allegedly, I'm getting conflicted information. Some people are saying that he got a life sentence for murder. So if he has life, he had like a little break. And he's now back in. But if he didn't have life and he was still being sentenced, this may just get him life. But he got captured here in Atlanta. He was in Louisiana. He comes to Atlanta. Why Atlanta? I said, listen, Atlanta, dog, this is Temptation Island. I said, why would you come here? I said, captured with a kiss, baby. Because when he got captured, they, had the cameras out. That man blew a kiss to the camera. I said, Atlanta is a city where everybody wants to come. He should have went deep south or Midwest. The man came to hot Atlanta. I said, everybody want to come here. Why would you come to Atlanta? You was bound to get caught. Like, who comes to Atlanta on the run? That's crazy. But yeah, he's going back to Louisiana. And they took him back in a helicopter. They wanted him back immediately. And they asked him during like his little, is it like the little court, they get asked like, where do you want to go? I don't know why I'm glitching. They asked him where did he want to go, and he was like, I want to go back to where I'm from. That little accent came out. Everybody was like, say baby, you from Nanoya? Girls are so weak in the knees in the comments. I was like, y'all gotta stand up. Y'all, why is y'all weak in the knees for this convict? Like this fugitive. That's crazy. So yeah, he's definitely back where he belonged. He went back home. And that's that on that. So shout out to my Giants. Hopefully we continue to have a good win. We are doing good. And now I'm not really a football girl. I pop out on our W's. So when we win, I pop out. And when we lose, I stay quiet. Y'all, if y'all don't follow Tokyo Tony, I really shouldn't subscribe to her, but that lady is hilarious. That's Black China Mom. She made a song where she was dissing Nicki. Not Nicki, but Cardi. And she made like a rap song. I'm like, this lady is out of control. Now, someone that has been released is Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty. He's in, he's out and Diddy went in, but that's so crazy. It just shows that it's a revolving door for our black men, no matter if they're rich or poor. You know what I mean? And when it comes to federal prison, the federal prison system, the Hispanic population is actually the largest racial group at 34%. And due to the federal system focusing on, immigration and drug trafficking, but black Americans come right after at 32%. That is still so high. But black Americans are the largest racial group in the state prison system. So I guess welcome home, Pooh Shiesty. Diddy went in, and this is going to be another trade-off. It's just so crazy. And I just don't like that type of stuff. Like, we just need to remain out. You know what I mean? Especially when you get access to success. Why y'all even want back? You know what I mean? I got to change up y'all environments. Now, before Diddy got sentenced, there were letters coming out and people were, trying to write for his character, sending the judge letters and stuff. And, 50 had to get into the mix. He wrote a letter and he told the judge, he asked the judge to, to keep Diddy. And I don't know if it was real. He trolled a lot, but I don't know if he really wrote the letter to the judge. But he was just saying how he wants the judge to keep Diddy in, do not release him. So I'm like, wow, you are horrible. Because just a post before, he was telling the ladies to stop the violence, but now he want to keep the violence going with him and Diddy. But I said, you know what? Diddy should have never slept with that man baby mom. You mess with a man baby mom, it's beef forever, like Cardi said. Cardi said it's beef forever. And I'm just like, Cardi said it's beef forever. Nicki standing on beef forever. But now Cardi's like, why are you wanting to beef? What's your problem? Well, you did say it's beef forever. But now it's really going to be beef forever because Nicki has been, going after the children. And I feel like Cardi going to do that reach over. She going to try to sneak that girl like, bang, bang, mink, 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 mink. She going to try to get her some way, somehow. That girl going to try to get that girl. So Nicki better just be ready. Now, I think that's pretty much it as far as what's going on. Shout out to Jay-Z's grandmother, Hattie White, for turning 100. I love it. And, wait. Y'all, Lucci, he had like a little event. I think he performed somewhere, and they was dragging him because they said his fit, they said he was dressed like TLC. Y'all, that fit, horrible. Then they put a side by side, and they said he looked like Roscoe. I was crying. Oh my goodness. Now, there was also an old clip of Gucci Mane hating on Nasir Jones that hit the circuit. And I'm actually in the studio, the same studio where this clip was recorded 12 years ago. And it's a clip of Gucci Mane and Rocco. Rocco was trying to show love, but Gucci was hating, talking about Nas broke. And 12 years later, Nas got that $1 billion deal with the casino deal in Queens. So Gucci, you gotta fix your, listen, that was 12 years ago. So maybe that's the space he was in. But y'all gotta really be mindful of how y'all speak on people when they're not in the room. Just gotta just mind your mouth, because look at this man now. You see what I'm saying? Like, hating on Nas 12 years ago, but look where I'm at now. And everybody was pissed because at the end of the month of September, it was announced that reggaeton superstar and Puerto Rican artist Bad Bunny will be headlining the Super Bowl 60 with her. And people were mad, talking about something we gotta call ICE, not realizing that Puerto Rico is U.S. property, baby. That is part of the U.S. You can't call ICE. What are y'all talking about? Listen, Team Breezy, I love y'all. Y'all talking about some Chris Brown needs to be performing? No. Chris Brown just got into some stuff this year. He was just arrested. The NFL is very big on looking clean, no issues, no nothing. Bad Bunny was selected. They talking about some, oh no, we won't understand English. We won't. It's not about reggaeton. Any Latin music, it's about the vibe. Suavemente, besame, You're just gonna vibe. Dun, 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 dun. You just shake your little hips. You just vibe and do the merengue and do the salsa. You're not really listening to the lyrics. It's just a vibe. And if you start learning like lyrics, like you wasn't too focused on what Salinas was saying. You were just singing like, Don't live on, Maseru, tiene tu, bitty bitty bum bum, a bitty bitty bum bum. You was just vibing. Now all of a sudden it's like, we doesn't speak English. Gallete. You know what I mean? Gallete. Vamos. You know what that means? If you don't, look it up. So yeah, Bad Bunny is going to go ahead and perform. Puerto Rico is U.S. territory. You see what I'm saying? Even though Trump and his friends don't think so. And they was up there making horrible jokes about them and not really giving them the support they need during Hurricane Maria. Or was it Marie? I get the E and the A mixed up sometime. But they wasn't giving them support. And they also called it a floating island of garbage, one of his comedian friends. So, no. Go ahead and put on for the island of Puerto Rico. And sometimes I'm Puerto Rican. So, Repa, let's go. I can't wait to see it. Now, Megan Thee Stallion was hinting like she got the Big Pimpin' sample. I don't know if she got that sample, but if she did, I won't be mad at it. Because I feel like she can ride that beat. Y'all know that Big Pimpin', spending cheese. Check it out now. Big pimpin' on BLADs. A smoking, I throw it up, keep it lean up in my cup. If she ride it how Pimp C and them do, that's gonna be fire. But she popped out on the gram after the girls was, or was this before the girls was fighting? No, this was before the girls had their showdown, and she showed her cakes. She looks good. I'm not gonna hold you. She looks amazing. Yeah, so now, I got to update y'all on some new stuff on social media. If y'all on social media and someone tells you SYBAU, that stands for shut your bitch ass up. Someone told me that because I have made a point. And when they don't understand your point or they don't like what you're saying, they'll randomly come on and tell you that. So me being the witty person that I am, I came up back under there and I was like, FYBAN. And he laughed and he gave me my props and he said he gonna use it. And that stands for fuck you, bitch ass nigga. Like, don't play with me. Like, yeah, I do this online stuff. I mean, I'll curse you out in real life and, do what I have to do in real life too. I try not to because I don't live that life anymore. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be, a good person. But yeah, don't play with me. He said I gotta use that one. Yeah, what other words you wanna use? But out of control. So that is pretty much it. I gave y'all a little life update. I gave y'all some social media new word or acronym or whatever you want to call it. I gave y'all a little bit of celebrity news. Encourage you all to stay away from the federales. I told y'all about what's going on with these celebs. It's just always something. And I'm here. It's Q4. I'm doing what I need to do. And that's pretty much it. But I want to thank y'all for rocking with me. ABCDEFG. My name is Candi. Y'all listening to Dope Chick with Ambition podcast. Now let me stop. that ABCDEFG was from when Nicki and Cardi was beefing because in one of Cardi's bars, she was spelling out ABCDEFG. And so Nicki started saying that and she started antagonizing her with her own stuff. And it was hilarious. And they kept going back and forth. So, yeah, I know I got to do my own rendition of stuff. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this solo episode. It's always good rocking out with y'all. Hold on. Before we leave, I got a shout out to ASAP Rocky and Rihanna on their baby girl. I'm about to leave the building without talking about that. What is wrong with me? Wow. ASAP Rocky and Rihanna welcomed a baby girl on, let me see, what was the date that the baby girl was born? And they named her Rocky, which was so beautiful. September 13th. And so she will be a month. By the time you all hear this, she will be a month. So shout out to her. Her name is Rocky Irish Mayers. And so shout out to her. They announced her birth. She didn't hold her from us. She didn't conceal her face with an emoji. She gave it to us. Beautiful baby girl. And she put boxing gloves. It was so cute. So she spells her name Rocki. I love it. So yes, so that's some baby news for y'all. Cardi B will be having her baby soon. People thinking it's a boy because she said something in reference to a boy. And a lot of people are thinking that she's having a baby with someone who is bisexual. So we'll have to see about that as well. But that's pretty much it. So this is, again, your girl, Candi Hustle. Be sure that you tune into the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube, which is Dope Chick with Ambition Podcast. And yeah, thank you for rocking out with your girl. This was an amazing episode, and you take care. And make sure you cop the Dope Chick with Ambition merchandise at www.dopechickwithambition.merch. That's merch.com. Later. Mwah.